Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the Legit Boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that the subscribe button, and the little notify bell next to it, and then click on all. If you want to get the notifications for Going In Raw, man, we got daily content here. All sorts of stuff. We got news briefs.
Multiple videos a day.
This is very exciting, man. Tomorrow, flash announcement, flash release, I guess.
Yeah.
Live right here? Or
let's do it.
Right
Let's
here?
do it here.
Right here, youtube.com/Steven Larson. Interdimension Tension 2.
Long-awaited, highly anticipated.
Oh, man.
A match 2 years in the making. The rematch between Mecha Santa and Top Notch Super Best. And oh, yeah, Rawgate Mutant's going to be there,
This
too.
is a triple threat extravaganza main event.
Yeah.
Rawgate Mutant. The only being who could potentially be in this match, of course, is Rawgate Mutant taking on Top Notch Super Best.
And, of course, it is for the H title.
And Mecha Santa. And, yes, it is for the H title. This is very exciting stuff.
We got a full card. It's not just a match. Full card of
Steve
spectaculars.
Fun wrestling. We book Raw.
Yeah.
All coming together for one massive event.
Yes.
This is very exciting stuff. It's going to happen tomorrow,
I'll
probably
say
around
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
1 sounds good.
1
That
o'clock.
sounds good. So because of that, we'll be filming Matt Chat today. So
Correct.
if there's any Matt Chatters out there listening to this,
Right now live.
get your
Questions
question in
You
today.
got about a couple hours to get it done.
Yeah,
if you're
couple
watching
hours.
this live, if you're watching this VOD, it's probably too late.
Probably too late. Yeah.
Deadline is noon Pacific.
That's right. So anyways, there's that. And then we've restocked FriendoMarket.com
Yes.
with the Friendo Club shirt sticker pack. All sizes are currently available, so go check those out while they're there.
Yes.
And then in the link below in the description, we've got a Teespring merch store where we have some Friendo Club hoodies.
Hey, we had a request. From the undead commissioner himself, Ulysses.
Oh, sure, yeah.
To get the Friendo Club hoodie on Larson Orange.
On Larson Orange.
Like my orange hoodie, but he wants the logo on there. I don't recall if there was orange as a color choice on
We
it.
can look into it. I don't know
right.
if there is either, but would you want the emblem white or black at that point? Because I could do either one. I'm fine with it. I'll do whatever Ulysses wants. I like him.
Well, I guess we can see how it
I
looks.
killed him off once in
know.
WCW. That's how much I like him.
Usually,
if I treat you like crap, I like you.
We can do it in the thing and see how it looks with just the white versus
Okay.
black. Or
All
maybe
right.
we can do, I don't know, something. I don't know.
AO Worm says make it black. Everybody's saying black, so all right, I'll make it black.
Like the Halloween hoodie.
Be like prison.
Or that.
Yeah. Anyways. Oh man. Anyways, Ulysses is an Orange fan, huh? Interesting. So Edge returned last night.
Well, he returned at the Rumble. Yeah. Like
to Raw.
Yeah.
And dropped the promo.
That was a really good segment. The whole thing was really good.
That's in our thumbnail and the image. The funny thing is when Randy Orton said, "How about we reform Rated RKO?" Nobody wants to see that, man. Nobody really wants to see that.
The crowd seemed like they wanted to see it.
The crowd will pop right in. It was a good crowd last night.
It was a good crowd.
That crowd, they had, boy. And then Orton attacks, drops him with an RKO.
Yeah, and he's going to like break his neck. I was like, nah, I'll just conchair to him.
Man, holy moly. That was
a really good segment.
And the crowd was eating it alive,
Yeah,
man.
man.
They were into it thoroughly. I haven't seen a crowd be that into something in a very long time.
I know.
It's going to be real. What do you think? Put on your Nostradamus hat.
Okay.
Ratings for last night. What do you think they're going to be? That third hour ain't going to have a big drop or nothing.
No, I don't think so.
First hour over 3?
No. High 2s settle into 2-3 for the third hour. And, of course, the YouTube social numbers for the Edge
those are going to be through
segment
the
are going
roof.
to be
You think they'd be better than Lana wedding numbers?
They should be.
They should be.
It's much better than anything that feud ever
Probably
produced.
won't be. Hey, I wonder what's the I'm gonna look at this now. Take a guess as to what the Lana versus Liv number is versus the Edge versus
Lana
Orton
Liv
number.
is going to be 800,000.
Okay.
No, 650.
Okay.
And then Edge will be over 1 million.
I'm gonna say Lana Liv is at 823, and Edge Orton's gonna be over 1 million. Let's see what we got here, because this is always fun. Okay, so yeah, Edge Orton's at 1.2 million.
All right.
Wow, only 337 for Lana Liv.
Bloom's coming off the rose
The
there.
bloom is off the rose. Yeah, absolutely. Drew
Stop doing all the salacious stuff.
Drew got over 500,000
Good for
his
Drew.
thing. Yeah.
Good for Drew. I guess as a whole, Raw was fine. I don't really know if they were able to capitalize the momentum fully that they established with the Rumble.
Oh, I thought they did.
Oh,
Absolutely. I thought it was a really fun show last night.
it was all right.
I thought it was cool, man. You had Drew be poor club. Boy.
Yeah, I know.
It's as soon as AJ's out. By the way,
Irrelevant.
do we have a okay. He destroys both guys in the club.
Easily.
And the crowd was super into him. And then I thought that last night was actually really good. So yeah, I don't know why MVP's back.
Oh, I don't know if he's back for a prolonged period of time or not.
What I read, or what some people I was actually in Discord for some of the show last night, taking a lot of abuse from those people.
I mean, you do speak ill of them quite often publicly.
Yeah, I probably have it coming. And somebody there said that MVP is going to have has a couple months or something.
Oh,
I didn't look at his. He had an interview after the fact. I didn't watch it because I really don't care. But that 619 is probably not going to. The 619 he took is probably not going to endear himself to the front office all that much.
No,
because that was bizarre.
Yeah, maybe part of it is in terms of our draft rankings. I suffered 2 DQ losses from my squad, so that lessened my enjoyment of the show significantly.
Yeah. Really? That does that to you? Man, this needs to be done with then. I kind of get the same thing when we do our predictions, all the drama over the titles. Sometimes I'm like, man, I just really want, for example, at Worlds Collide, I really wanted to root for, I was like deep down, I was like, I don't care about the title right now. I just want Mustache Mountain to win this thing because the story being told is so great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I really like winning titles.
Yeah.
So, I was like, well, I'm glad the DIY won, but I really wanted Mustache Mountain to win. So we're very emotional people, man. That's the thing. We're very passionate people, very competitive, passionate people.
I mean, I still have a lead in the draft stuff, but
by how much?
Like 20 points, but should be 40.
Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is.
Exactly.
They wrote it that
I
way.
mean, I guess Baron got you 2 DQs in one night, so
there you go.
actually in the span of like 10 minutes.
Exactly.
So I guess it's all even Steven after
Yeah.
that.
Anyways, let's read some super chats and then we'll get into the meat of the show.
Fair enough.
Dom L, a happy Ruby Tuesday to the both of you. All things considered, last night saw a very enjoyable edition of Morgan Night Raw. Wow, give Liv the strap.
Might be a little early for that.
A little premature maybe for Dom L, but that's
Yeah.
okay. Poke?
I don't know. Edge, I back to end my career on my terms, take chairs to the head. How close do you think that chair was actually to hitting his head? 3 inches?
I think in the hands of Randy Orton, it's
Safe worker, man.
It's safe.
Yep.
He's a baby. And on top of that, I do think that Randy's first little speech where he was choking up, I think that was legit.
Oh, I think all of that was legit.
I think that was legit. Well, the chairs weren't legit.
No, I mean, like, as far as everything he said.
Yeah, I know. Gorilla Strong, I wish Ruby Riott would have returned. Any updates?
Last I heard, she was supposed to be in Houston for Rumble weekend.
Yeah, we had heard that she was in Houston.
Yeah, Isaiah Hollingsworth, R.I.P. Kobe and Gigi.
Yeah, that's very sad. The villain, Alan Black. I know it's in Eric's cage. It's Mercy the Buzzard.
No, that'd be something else.
That can't be because he's Bray's lawyer. And that's it for now. I want to see real quick if we have any new patrons. I know we have a new YouTube channel member, and his name is Anthony Faz. So thank you very much for the
Anthony.
support. Last night, I forgot, I had never done the latest episode of Heroes Del Ring.
Oh, yeah, from last week.
I put that up late last night, so that is available for patrons and YouTube channel members. And yesterday on Friendo Club TV, we fantasy booked, I thought, really well, actually. Road to WrestleMania 36.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good episode of...
Based on the latest rumors, it looks like we're going to be a bit off on some of them.
well, we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to think. We have Shayna intro also, and she's probably going to be on Raw as well. So, nice. I got to everybody that's in the intro today is either NXT or SmackDown. Anyways,
speaking of Shayna, I think I'm gonna pick her up for our particular draft thing. I'm declaring that now.
That's fine.
I don't know who I'm gonna drop though.
All right. Well, we can talk about that today.
Yes.
Ryan Hamilton. I already mentioned this one. John the Robot 4. Michael Potersky, Carl Reed II, David Fishkind, and Tyler Elbs. Thank you very much for your support on the Patreon. Let's hop into the show, Larson.
Yeah, show kicked off with Tom Phillips introducing the new announce team. Actually, first there was they did a recap package of the Rumble. Then it's Tom Phillips, Byron Saxton.
I have never been so happy to see Byron Saxton.
I know.
Because if it's
Get
just,
Lawler out of there now, and it'll be a good crew.
I think they could have so much fun if Lawler wasn't there. Did you notice there was some almost downright hostility towards Lawler? He was grumpy, and I think it's because Tom and Byron, they were burying the crap out of him last night.
Yeah, it's because Lawler's not very good anymore.
Well, my thing is, if Vince is the guy in the ear, right? Wouldn't he just say, hey, Jerry, things aren't really working. We're going to bring Byron in here with Tom. They have a chemistry. We know that. Hell, have Corey do double duty again. I like the three of them together.
Yeah,
I think
they're really good. They're really good on SmackDown.
Add a third guy to SmackDown while you're at it, too, because Michael Cole and Corey Graves, they act like they're bored.
Yeah. Have Booker T on SmackDown full time.
Oh, man. Oh, whoa. He's not going to be Houston or mayor of Houston anymore. So.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You see, he's returning to the ring for his promotion. He's going to be in the ring for a reality of wrestling show.
He's gearing up for Crown Royal or something like that because Harlem Heat's going to be taking on the Revival. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. Anyways, yeah, like you said, Tom Phillips introduces Byron Saxton and Jerry Lawler.
Good to see him.
Good to see him.
Drew comes out for a promo. He said, I'm not going to draw out this announcement. I got to challenge the issue. I'm challenging you, Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania. What we all expected. And Drew says, most of the guys in the locker room back there, they're terrified of Brock, but not me. I knew walking the Rumble that I could Claymore his head off, and I did that, and I know I could beat him at WrestleMania.
Crowd is really into this promo, too, man. They were giving him all sorts of different chants.
And then Drew says,
I want to have a Claymore party.
Have a Claymore party right now. So he said, anybody who wants a piece of Drew, come on out and get it. And Carl Anderson says, it's Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Sorry, Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows.
Machine
they come
Gun
out,
Anderson.
And Carl says, that sounds like you just issued an open challenge. And Drew goes, yeah?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Carl says, all right, I'll fight you. And then Doc says, I'll fight you.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? And so he's taking on both of them at the same time.
Fight both of them.
And it was as easy as can be. This was easier than Braun had it against when he was fighting two jobbers at the same time.
Yeah, no. This is way too easy. Like the closest the OC got to getting any sort of real offense is they get him up for a magic killer. Yeah. Premature to do that because Drew escapes with these headbutts, Gallows, tosses Carl around the ring, those over the head bellies, single axe handle off the top rope, future shock to Luke, Claymore to Carl, and then another Claymore to Luke. He stacks them on top of each other, pins them for the win. When's
the last time we saw Luke Gallows without a shirt on? Because I feel
Festus?
Yeah, I think so. And Drew ripped that shirt off so he can get a chop in. And I just felt kind of bad for the guy because I don't think he's entirely comfortable being exposed like that. Carl Abs Anderson has no problem with it. I mean, Luke Gallows doesn't have anything to worry about. He looks great.
No, yeah.
But still, you never know. The guy wears a shirt all the time. You figure that's what he wants to do.
Probably there's a reason he wears a shirt all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, he emasculated the guy. Then he dumps one on top of the other and pins them both at the same time without breaking a sweat.
Yeah, man.
So, of course, he's partying in the ring after that's done. He's not keeping his eye on the ramp where he should be looking. The crowd starts, they start freaking out because giant cow Brock Lesnar's coming down. And, of course, he gets in there. And he drops him with an F5.
And then hold up WWE title to remind everybody that he's still champion.
Yeah, he's still champion.
Not for long, Brock. Next, Rey Mysterio taking on MVP. I thought this might have been a one-time deal because the commentary made a point of saying that MVP's kid's favorite wrestler is Rey Mysterio.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's the case.
So it'll at least motivate this match. Maybe MVP was like, hey, I'll come back for Rumble. Any chance I get a match with Rey for my kid?
Oh.
And someone probably said, sure.
If that's actually what happened, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
But because I was like, well, usually when somebody returns, they win, but that's not going to happen here. He's facing Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So in any event, Rey Mysterio ended up winning with the botched 619, botched on MVP's part because he had him set up on the ring, and then for whatever reason, MVP just sort of got back off.
I wonder if he prematurely started selling. Because
That's what it feels like.
He
Yeah.
staggered back off the ropes.
Yeah, I know. As if he had already gotten hit.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of people there. He's probably nervous. Whatever. Ray got like the very tip of his foot hit his back. So
Yeah.
So-
And then he had to not do the frog splash from the corner. He did the springboard one. It worked out fine. Ray won. He was going to win anyways.
yeah.
I mean, this wasn't the smoothest match
No.
by any stretch of the imagination, but it was all right.
It wasn't. So good for MVP. Hopefully, it's just like a one-time thing. I don't
He
know.
might stick around for a little bit here and there, but I
He's,
doubt
you know, he probably has a ton of knowledge to impart.
Oh, yeah.
I could see him as a producer, maybe.
You know, he was the first IWGP Intercontinental Champion.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. After that, we had Aleister Black versus Kenneth Johnson. Was this guy in the Cruiserweight Classic?
I seem to remember him being in it, yes.
That's what I thought. People said that in Discord.
Not much of a match, though.
No, he comes running at Aleister Black, and Black Mass happens.
Well, there was a little bit more before that, but yeah, pretty much. There
Was there? I thought it was he ran at him.
No,
and that was
there
it.
was like 2 moves and then
Okay.
and then Black Mass. Yeah.
All right. So then Aleister gets on the mic and drops a promo illustrating how, in kayfabe, he's not the smartest guy in the
No,
world.
he's kind of a dullard. In
I've
fact.
been sitting in my room waiting for someone to pick a fight.
Well, it
with
seems
me,
like his elimination
But I just figured out.
Oh, yeah, no, he blamed his elimination on
on
himself.
the Rumble,
first.
so maybe it's a moment of self-reflection where he thinks, okay, maybe this tact I've been taking, this strategy of waiting for people to fight me isn't working because look what it led to, getting eliminated from the Rumble. Now, that's on me because I set my mind to something, I didn't accomplish it. That's my fault. He didn't blame anybody else. He said, however, the days of me waiting around in my room, those are over. That was a mistake. Now I'm going to bring the fight to everyone here.
Raw locker room. I will pick a fight
So
with you.
I actually really liked the
they
promo.
should have done this like 4 months ago.
I
though.
thought it was a really good promo, but
Yeah.
you're right. Like it's like, dude, everybody knows how you pick a fight with people.
You get in the ring and do it.
Right, exactly.
I don't know why they were trying to make a dude who should have a ton of mystique and should be out there destroying everybody so passive.
He's exposing his like mental fallacies, his mental shortcomings.
Yeah, I know.
I've been waiting around. I don't know how things work around here. That's essentially what he's saying.
I know. It's like I'm new to this whole
I
thing.
wasn't there for orientation.
In the Indies, people just knock on my door and want to fight me, but here it doesn't work that way.
Here, it's not like the Indies here.
Next, we had Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy defending the tag titles against Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. So the best part of this whole thing was the promo back and forth between the four of them. Mm-hmm. So Seth comes out and says he was so close to win the Rumble, but he was tossed by Drew. Tells Drew to enjoy it while it lasts because they, the fans, will turn on you so fast. Mm-hmm. Seth says right now, he was focusing on eliminating Owens and Joe, and neither are going to Mania. And he says, all right, you two, come on out here, let's get this fight going. Owens and Joe to the ramp. Owens calls Seth a jackass and says, you really suck now.
Yeah.
And then Seth says to Owens, hey, stop talking. People talk about me talking too much. Why don't you stop talking, come out here and fight? And Joe says, listen to you with your big boy britches on. Mm-hmm. You must have a trap set up for us. Where is AOP? Tell us where AOP is at.
Yeah.
And Owens is like, are they hiding under the ring? Are they somewhere with the Rey Mysterio mask on? And Seth is like, they're asking why is Seth so confident. Seth says, don't worry about it. I'll show you where AOP is at. Turn the Tron on. Mm-hmm. They're in my private locker room.
You just see them there.
They're just like lurking there.
Yeah.
And
They're not even like sitting there on their phone. Like, wouldn't it have made all the sense if they're just sitting there on their phones?
yeah.
Who just stands there waiting for a camera to go live?
I don't know.
On them.
And then Joe's like, why should we believe you? That could be pre-taped.
Who writes this shit? Like,
I don't know.
Who comes up with this? Okay, then Seth points to the Tron, and there's a camera
Well,
in
probably
his
Paul
locker
Heyman
room.
or someone Paul Heyman charges with writing it.
Like, they need to get their heads out of like this weird like cloud of WWE universe stuff where like there's a cameraman just chilling in a locker room.
Well, that bit, yeah.
What if the guy was like putting his pants on? The purpose of that room is to dress.
True. Or to hang out. And anyway, so Joe doesn't buy it. Owens is like, yeah, that could just, we know how things work around here.
Joe says, we know what business we're in. It's the one where stuff happens taped earlier in the day.
Yeah. It was all kind of meta. It was kind of funny.
It was funny.
And then Seth says, I'm offended. Are you calling me a liar? And they're both like, yeah, we're calling you a liar.
Yeah.
And then Seth goes, okay, Akam, say hello to Kevin Owens. And he says hello to Kevin Owens. And Seth says, see, I'm not a liar. And Owens and Joe are like, oh, okay, well, now we know where they're at. That's cool. In come the Viking Raiders. Like, it all made sense. I mean, the part about AOP withstanding.
That's the universe they live in, and I totally understand it. But, like, if you're like a writer who's coming into this, that's a really weird, like, precondition for writing is, okay, we have cameras at the ready.
No, I know the staging of it is a little weird, but how many times have we said, like, if you just watch the show, you know what people's plans are, and then actually played out here?
Yeah.
Where the Viking Raiders, they must have been watching a monitor backstage.
Yeah.
And Owens and
So
Joe got Seth and Buddy to tip their hand so they could take advantage of it. That was actually pretty well done. That's what I enjoyed about it, because I understand the staging of it where they're just standing in front of the camera.
The fact that they were so meta about it does help, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So anyways, go to commercial, come back. Match happens. Oh, Viking Raiders, AOP are brawling in the locker room. Refs trying to break it up. Not much luck. There is this weird moment. So Owens and Joe have the upper hand for a good stretch. And then Joe sends Buddy from the ring. Owens hits the senton off the apron on Seth, and Joe falls with a suicide dive on Buddy. And the landing didn't look great. He kind of landed like this.
Yeah, he barely touched Buddy, and he just sort of like went out and to the ground.
Yeah, but he got his forearms under him, so he didn't land straight on his head,
You think like
and then we
got caught or something?
I don't know. But we go to commercial, we come back, and Joe's walking up the ramp, and they're saying trainers have told him that he can't compete anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And usually when that happens, they're escorted up by trainers.
Yeah.
Joe was walking up by himself.
Huh.
And then I thought, okay, this is a story beat, because he was like complaining.
Yeah.
Everything about him how his behavior and stuff seemed like, okay, this is part of the story they want to tell.
Yeah.
But then PW Insider or someone said no, that they actually sent him up the ramp.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe they're just really being precautious with head and neck injuries or now or something.
Probably.
I don't know.
Did you notice the spot? One thing that Wrestling Observer Radio was talking about was Molly Holly landing on her head during the Women's Rumble. Did you catch that?
Mm-mm.
Alvarez was going on and on about it. How like she'd basically fallen on her head. Looked like she was out of it for a bit.
Yeesh.
And then they still had her in the match for like 5 or 6 or 4 or 5 more people coming through.
Wow.
And because they were talking also about how like they did the Becky Lynch thing, where just one night previous. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. You and I have talked about a little bit. Should you kayfabe that kind of stuff? Should you not? I think don't know. I think there's a gray area there, but yeah, I don't know. If PW Insider says it was real, then I guess it was real.
Yeah, who knows?
Better be safe than sorry.
I guess so. So after that, it was effectively a 2-on-1 handicap match. Owens holds his own the best he can, but at the end of the day, he can't overcome 2 people. He has the upper hand for a while, powerbombing Seth. Oh, sorry, he avoids a buckle bomb from Seth, hits a pop-up powerbomb that gets him a 2. Buddy's in now. He goes for a superplex. Owens fights him off, dumps him on his face, falls with a swanton. Seth breaks up that pin. Owens takes out Seth ringside, tries to get in, eats a V-trigger from Buddy. Seth goes for the stomp while Owens is kind of like on the bottom rope. Owens gets out of the way, tries to stun Buddy. Buddy escapes that. Seth doesn't escape it, though. He eats a stunner. Mm-hmm. And then right as Owens is starting to get up from stunning Seth, rolls him up for the win. Mm-hmm. Just too much to handle.
Yep. After that, we had a Becky Lynch interview, which was basically just Rocky 3. That's what they're doing. Shayna's going to be Clubber Lang. That's how this is going to work, right? Because they're like, hey, you got through Asuka. What do you think about that? And she's like, man, I can beat anybody. All these dopes over here, I'll slap them all. I've done them all. Everything's great for me. I'm the best. This is so the plot to Rocky 3, where he's just rolling through everybody, except his trainer at that point had been feeding him losers. And then Clubber Lang, a real champion, shows up and says, hey, man, I'm going to show your wife my studio apartment. During that press conference bit. I saw that movie a lot. So, yeah, it's going to be Becky and Shayna. That's what it is. Because she even asked, Charlie even asked about Charlotte. And she was like, yeah, no, I beat her before. It's not a big deal.
Let you challenge me. It won't be the first time, but definitely be the last time she challenges.
So the latest rumor on that is that Charlotte's not going to be challenging Bailey or Becky. Neither one.
Kind of put together who's the other option.
You think it'd be Rhea Ripley?
Well, I was going to say, in case people didn't want to have it spoiled, but.
Well, you're right. That does just leave one option.
I think it'd be great.
Oh, I think it'd be fantastic. I would be pleasantly shocked if it happened, but I would be kind of shocked if that happened. I have no idea what the alternative
I just
would be.
don't know. I don't know what the storyline motivation for it would be.
No clue.
Other than Rhea beating her on SmackDown like months ago.
Yeah, maybe.
Because Charlotte was NXT Women's Champion.
I mean, look, last year it was, I'm the queen of all time, of all eras. I'm going to take on somebody from the past who's a legend. This one could be, I'm going to show the future how it's done.
Could be.
Something like that. I mean, it could be as simple as that. I mean, does Charlotte walk away with the NXT championship? She puts Rhea over? All right.
I would think. I mean, Rhea's going to have a match the night before against Bianca Belair, too.
I know.
That'd be a hell of a weekend to beat Bianca and Charlotte in back-to-back days. What if that means the NXT title is going to be defended at Mania, too?
Well, we had heard, rumors that that's a possibility. I would love for that to be the case.
Next, Andrade, who is now suspended, taking on Humberto Carrillo.
So, yeah, it was reported after this from Pro Wrestling Sheet that Andrade has been suspended for a violation of their wellness policy.
And they confirmed it today.
They never go into details in terms of
I
what
don't
he
know
did.
if they can.
Yeah.
Legally.
But we saw, it's funny because right after this, you're just sort of thinking to yourself, are they writing him off TV because this is a pretty nasty spot. Fun match. Carrillo towards the finish was
he's about to win. So Andrade sets up for the hammerlock DDT. Carrillo escapes that, hits a couple kicks, goes up top, hits his moonsault. You think he's got Andrade beat. Zelina's in there. She breaks at the pin, so it's a DQ win for Carrillo. But of course, on DQ, title does not change hands.
Right. He gets pissed off and does the one thing that'll actually get him over with the crowd. You can't just get by on dimples, man. He just beats the crap out of Andrade, brings the mat up, exposes the concrete, and after a long period of reflection, drops him with a hammerlock DDT of his own onto the concrete. And Zelina is doing a fantastic job. Go ahead.
Sorry, Jeff Huff reminds me that there's Bianca match is actually in February, not the day before Mania. My apologies.
Yeah, has there been a Mania confirmed?
Yeah, I think they're doing Takeover Tampa.
There has been a Takeover confirmed for Tampa. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There was like a logo released, right? And it looked like a cool pirate thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Everything's pirate themed for Tampa.
Unless I'm just
Tampa.
imagining. I don't know.
When you think of the WrestleMania logo.
No, that's a cheesy one. There was I thought there was a cool.
Here, I'll look it up.
Yeah, you look it up. I mean, this writes him as it's I think this is a 30-day suspension.
Yeah.
So, click on images. There you go. Yeah, there you go. See.
Yeah.
It was like so what is that? Pirates of the Caribbean thing.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. That looks cool. That looks super cool.
It looks better than the WrestleMania one.
It looks way better than the WrestleMania one. That's sick. Anyways. I hope that I want to see, I mean, I don't know what you can do after this to capitalize on the crowd actually popping for Humberto, because Andrade is going to be gone for 30 days. So it's not like he can continue this aggressive streak unless he does, in which case
opponents.
In which case, he's just going to end up being like a heel. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and it's interesting knowing that Andrade is going to be out for 30 days, and if they had any designs on Carrillo potentially being U.S. champion, you think they could have just put the belt on him last night.
There would have been. I always say you can take any one single match and really, really get something over with it. And in this case, they could have taken the same philosophy. Humberto being really pissed off, like if Zelina DQ'd and he begged and begged and begged the ref, please don't do this, restart the match. And he was able to convince the ref, and he goes on an aggressive tear.
Or it could be a situation where Zelina keeps on getting involved without the ref noticing, doing the Rondas off the apron and stuff like that, and he just has enough. And
he pulls an Eddie. Mm-hmm. He cheats. People love that stuff. Mm-hmm. People loved Eddie for doing that stuff. I think he could do that too. Mm-hmm. He does the old Eddie chair trick where he throws a chair at him.
Yeah.
Falls down like that.
Yeah.
People love that.
But then he wouldn't win the belt if that were to happen.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so he couldn't have done that. Could have done something else.
Ref bump. then
cool.
DDT on the concrete, then put it back.
There you go. See, perfect.
Ref bump.
Ref bump.
So after that, Andrade's be out for about a month. I guess he's going to hold that U.S. title in the interim.
Well, yeah, 30 days. Not a big deal.
Next, Charlotte, she has a promo. She throws to video of her winning Rumble. Mm-hmm. Drew didn't get to throw to any sort of video. And she doesn't declare. She says, I'm going to challenge a champion at Mania. Leaving her options open, apparently. Asuka and Kyrie come down. Asuka congratulates Charlotte. Not.
She says, I would have won if I was in that match at the Rumble. I would have won the Rumble match. And then she talks a bunch of stuff in Japanese.
And Charlotte says,
easy peasy.
And then Charlotte goes, are you challenging me? And then Asuka and Kyrie beat the heck out of her for a little bit. Yeah. And that's up a match.
Asuka is a
Charlotte.
treasure.
Oh,
she's an
great.
absolute treasure.
She is great. So that there was a match between Asuka and Charlotte. Really fun match. I don't know. Just kind of wish. I know Asuka's not going to win it. Just kind of wish she would have.
I was. This the way it ended was better than the alternative.
Yeah.
I was happy with that because I was like, well, there's no way that Charlotte's going to lose this. So let's have some shenanigans. Kyrie Sane comes in, and but no, it was a really physical, really fun match. It's funny. Why is it every match Asuka and Charlotte has is better than their Mania match that broke Asuka's streak? Every single time they have a fight, it's better than the Mania one.
I'll tell you, man.
Yeah.
Asuka was busting out some crazy like that octopus. She did a standard octopus, but then did kind of one on the ground that was crazy. It looked like that would really hurt.
Yeah, no, yeah, totally.
But the finish saw Charlotte lock into figure 4. Asuka tries to get to the ropes. Charlotte eventually bridges up to the figure 8, and you see Asuka look at the Kyrie and do this, nods, and then within moments, Kyrie's in breaking it up with an inside elbow.
Yeah.
Charlotte gets the DQ or win by DQ, and then Kyrie starts fighting with Charlotte. Charlotte eventually drops her with a huge boot.
After this, I muted it because the Street Profits were doing a promo. I'm formally boycotting Street Profits promos, man. It's soul sucking. It breaks my heart. It makes me upset.
Yeah,
raises my blood pressure.
They should be doing way more important stuff than just talking about the show they're on.
It goes up to 180 over 40. When's the last time you checked your blood pressure?
Oh, it's been a while. Usually I'm around like the one. My blood pressure is usually really good.
Right on.
Like 120 over whatever other is a good number. If not lower than 120.
Mine is Lebowski levels of chill usually.
Yeah, mine's really low. Kelly shows up. Anyways, it's the same old stuff they do, hyping up what's left on Raw or what's happened on Raw.
Her and Dawkins were flirting. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
From just watching the
Doc Vader.
The muted what?
Yeah, he has some nicknames.
Oh.
The Doc Knight. Doc Vader. You like Dawkins.
Oh,
Doc.
yeah, Doc. Okay.
There's one more I don't recall, though.
Doc Gallows.
No,
bummer. Anyways, after that we had Mojo Rawley with
his offensive lineman covers blindside
with Riddick Moss.
Yeah,
in tow.
Yeah,
good for him. So apparently Riddick Moss, his contract was going to be expiring this year, and they convinced him to re-sign.
And then brought him up to Maine, huh?
And then brought him up to Maine. Hey, you want me to stay in the fold? He's
been developmental for a while too.
I've never understood why he's never progressed more than he had. He had that one TV spot.
I thought he was pretty. He and towards the end of his run with
I thought they were both really good.
They were pretty fun.
I thought they were both really fun.
And we went to the second NXT house show here. He had a really good promo.
I'm assuming, did Tino get released?
I don't know. I think he's just been hurt.
Really?
It's been a while. I know.
It's been a long time.
It was a back thing. I don't remember.
I remember he got hurt. I just don't know. It's been like so long.
I know.
So yeah, he was with Riddick Moss. You know what I think would have made this, because you want this to be a big, kind of a big deal, right? Number one, you gotta have, and I know I've harped on this, and I'm a broken record at this point, but Mojo needs a new outfit.
Yeah,
he needs something. You know what would be really cool? Now that Baron's not doing the waiter thing anymore, have both these guys come down in suits. Kind of like the same thing him and Tina were doing in the first place because they had all the money and like they had that great theme song.
Yeah. No, I mean they're using the football analogy, and they come out in pads.
Yeah.
And helmet.
That's cool too.
Uniform.
Oh man, nobody wants to see
Zubaz then.
What was that Marvel character? NFL Super Pro. They had They had an NFL tie-in called, I think, Super Pro.
Yeah, I remember that.
But Anyways, because Riddick Moss just had generic Riddick Moss gear on.
Yeah, he did.
He looked like, but man, you want to make a splash? Give him a suit, because this is gonna be like he's gonna. I assume he's gonna progress into something more fully formed.
Yeah, I would hope so.
But yeah, he's Mojo's heater, I guess. And then No Way Jose comes down and challenges him for the 24/7 title in the ring. It's very quick, though.
Yeah, Mojo says the days of the 24/7 champ running and being scared are over.
Yeah.
We're going to have this match in the ring.
Yeah. So he basically, he chop blocks No Way Jose, who then sort of stumbles to the corner, and then Mojo does, I guess, that finisher.
Well, he hits the running forearm and then his finish, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's right. Yeah.
And then one of the members of the conga line, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, runs in the ring and rolls up Mojo, to, gets the pinfall. It's R-Truth. He's celebrating, and then Riddick Moss steps up to him, and that allows Mojo to get up, come from behind, hit his finish on R-Truth, and gets his title back.
Yeah. So I think this could be cool, man. I like Riddick Moss. I think that giving him an opportunity is great. I like this a lot better for Mojo than the Broken Mirror stuff. Just get him a new outfit, man.
Yeah. Next, we had Lana versus Liv Morgan. Short match, but fun enough. Liv's gotten pretty decent in the ring. And that finish of hers is pretty cool.
And she's got cool theme music. I like her theme music as well. I know.
Yeah, Liv more or less made quick work of Lana here.
Yeah.
Which is probably how it should be.
Yes, I agree. Wasn't the it's so weird though, like the third hour, like look at what's going on in the third hour here.
Yeah,
so
if
Charlotte versus Asuka was great.
If they're hoping to retain viewers past that Charlotte and Asuka match, I guess the idea is like, well, they keep on. How many times they roll a plug for Edge?
Oh, in between every single thing.
Like 10 times.
Yeah.
So that was their only hope in retaining viewership to the third hour.
Yeah, which might have been smart. I mean, you've got Lana versus Liv. That could bring people in. I mean, no, they've been proven to be a ratings draw, man. Well,
not this week.
Up until now, apparently. But yeah, nobody's tuning in for Mojo. And then you got Eric Rowan. Nobody's tuning in for that guy.
No.
Yeah,
Against Brandon Weiss.
His matches are still fun though.
Yeah, this one was quick. He didn't even do anything with the cage this time.
I like quick matches.
Drop kick, his jobber opponent out of the ring, fun splash ringside, body slam, pins him, pulls him up, hits an iron claw, win.
Yeah,
that quick.
Good stuff.
And then to close the show, we had Edge come out first thing. It's very emotional for him, like it was at the Rumble. Everything he said felt very, very genuine.
Yeah.
So he comes out, thanks crowd for the reaction. That kind of reaction is why we do this. And he says he was forced to retire 9 years ago, but he wanted to live a life filled with what ifs.
Yeah, that was his central thesis here. He doesn't like the what ifs. He says every time I encounter a what if, I try to blast through it.
Yeah, I worked through it. So he said over the years I started to feel pretty good. And so he started asking himself, what if? What if he could come back home? And so he says, well, he went and got a second neck surgery, busted his ass, and got into the best shape of his life at 46 years young.
That still gives me 5 years to get in the best shape of my life, man.
I'm probably in the best shape of my life now, but the bar was much lower than with Edge.
That was motivating, man. That was a motivating speech he gave.
And so he says, so I can get back in the ring and end my career on my terms, rather than having been taken from. And so he says, when I was in the ring for the Rumble, I saw some old faces, or some faces I recognized and some I didn't, named off Orton, Reigns, Owens, Seth, Alistair, a couple other guys. And he says, I hope to see you all down the road, but I got to be honest, I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this, but I want you all to join me on this ride. And he says, there's one thing I got that no one can fake and no one can shove down your throat, and that's grit.
Yeah, I loved his line about, I got some crow's feet. I've got some gray. He's like, but that's just a roadmap of my journey.
Yeah.
Anybody ever says, hey, Steve, you're looking old. It's my roadmap.
It's my journey.
It's my journey.
He says, I got grit.
This is when I went to the donut shop.
Oh, yeah.
This is when I went to McDonald's for some McGriddles.
There you go. And if you knock him down, he's going to get back up.
Yeah.
Out comes Randall Orton.
Yeah.
And again, genuine, emotional, gives Edge a hug.
Yeah, it was cool. He alluded to a time when he was young and used to basically bury himself in holes because of his immaturity that he couldn't get out of. And he's like, one time I buried myself so deep in a hole, there's no way I could have gotten out of it had Edge not reached down and pulled me out of it.
Yeah.
And that's when he started choking up.
Yeah.
And that was so beautiful. That was such a wonderful moment.
Tells Edge, welcome home, calls him his brother, his family, and says the chemistry they have that he felt last night during the Rumble, that it was special. He says, I don't know how anybody's going to feel about this, but I'll put this out there. What if our Rated RKO gets back together one more time?
Yeah.
And the crowd's chanting, yes, yes, yes. And then Randy RKO's him, which you saw coming.
Yeah, of course.
Nonetheless, it was all set up so well.
Yeah, it was.
And having Edge mention his next issues, his second neck surgery, especially as a prelude to what was going to come.
This was a brilliantly
It was
executed segment.
perfectly executed.
It was.
So Randy goes, he gets a chair, hits Edge with it once. And I love how Randy sold the conflict he had doing what he was doing. There was hesitation in every step. Except for maybe the concerto at the end. So he brings the chair and hits him with it. Goes to the corner, takes a moment. Leans against the top turnbuckle. Just takes a moment. Thinking every little thing out. Then he goes and he takes the chair, puts it around Edge's head, climbs the second rope, and again hesitates.
And the crowd, you could feel the tension in the crowd. There are people screaming. There's an element of shock silence, but you could, the tension was so, it wasn't like, oh, we're just bored or whatever.
No.
It was like there was a palpable tension. It was crazy.
It was really well done.
Yeah.
It was actually done perfectly. He's up there, he hesitates, and ultimately he gets down. He tosses the chair from the ring, and he leaves. And then you see him sprint on the bottom of the frame on the 8 camera back towards the timekeeper area. He grabs a couple chairs, tosses those in the ring, puts Edge on one, grabs the other one, milks it.
Yeah.
Just milks it.
And it goes into a 5-minute overrun.
Yeah. And I love, you always hear that Randy's a really safe worker. How many times did he kneel down next to Edge and put his mouth right next to his ear and talk to him?
Yeah, I know.
And then as soon as he hit the concerto, the first thing he did, right back down.
Yeah.
Making sure probably that he was cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
It was a great way to end the show.
It was.
Far and away the highlight of the whole show.
It was terrific. What do you think the third hour is going to get? What do you think the average is going to be?
2.5. 2.5, 2.6 maybe.
You think the average is going to be 2.5? Wasn't it 2.5 last week?
Oh, that was 2.4.
I'm going to say one of the hours goes over 3.
All right.
Because here's the thing. I think that on top of it had a really good buzz coming out of it, which is going to affect coming out of the live feed, which is going to affect the West Coast numbers. I think it's going to get over 3. It's probably going to average like 2.8, I'd imagine. But we'll find out about 3 hours or so.
Yeah, a couple
2
hours.
2
couple
hours,
hours.
I guess.
Yeah, really good segment.
Yeah, it was
great.
It was killer. Let me take a look at the Discord, if I have to, see what they have to say. Alex Foster with Edge returning as their hope for Jason Jordan. Apparently he says Kurt Angle thinks so. I'm assuming Kurt Angle said that at some point. I wouldn't rule anything out for anybody because of Daniel Bryan and Edge. I mean, things seem to be progressing so quickly. It's hard to imagine anybody not having that green light at some point. But every case is different.
It all depends on the nature of the injury. I don't know how similar Edge's neck issues were to Jason Jordan's.
Yeah.
Over here in the super chats, Minion asked, not having USA stinks stuck with the Hulu version. Well, hopefully they didn't cut the Edge stuff out.
That'd be weird.
Michael Forbes, with Almas being out for a month, is his return the time to update the U.S. title design. That'd be cool.
Brian Luckman just got done at the gym, and it made me think about which wrestlers I'd like to work out with. Name 3 wrestlers you'd like to work out with. I'd like to work out with Sheamus.
Yeah.
See,
his video series is really good.
The Celtic workouts.
I don't know anything about CrossFit. I don't know if it's something I'd be into, but I'd do it once with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, CrossFit seems cool because you're just always doing a bunch of weird stuff. You know, there's nothing like repetitive about it necessarily.
Well, yeah, all your workouts are different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all based on similar things. It's all a lot of powerlifting and stuff. I did a little research in. But yeah. The fact that you just go in there and they're like, all right, that's what we're doing today, and it's all written on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
At least that's what the pictures I've seen of CrossFit gyms make it seem like. Grant Gill, were you guys Kobe fans? I wouldn't describe myself as a fan of his. I respected his game.
I was once he retired. I always respected his game because the guy's so damn good. I mean, you can't sit there and watch what he does and be like. But I'm a Sacramento Kings fan, so it's like it's really difficult to have gone through what we went through back in the early 2000s and be like, oh yeah, I love Kobe Bryant. But once he retired, you look back and you're like, man, whenever he would show up, it's like, it's really cool to see the guy. He's got like a ton of wisdom and really interesting character.
Yeah, and he's been in the he was in the public eye since his late teens, early 20s, and to see how much he matured during that time. Yeah. And by the time, or shortly after his retirement, or by the time he retired, he was a dedicated family man. Yeah.
But with Andrade being out for 30 days, could Humberto use Zelina as a manager for that time? I don't think she wants any part of him. I don't think there's any way they could conceivably write that. Because she did a fantastic acting job last night, basically mourning the death of Andrade in front of her.
Nick C., sorry I missed your Royal Rumble stream. I was at a friend's apartment and had to use our phones as hotspots. We went crazy when Edge came out. So glad he's back. Agreed.
Cult of False Reality. Should Charlotte and Asuka feud all the way to Mania for the Mania spot? No, I don't. I think that's Charlotte's, and I think that if she's gonna challenge, like I want like a Charlotte feud. Like I want her to get on whatever she's going to be getting on for Mania. And then I want Asuka, if Asuka and Kyrie are going to be defending those titles.
That needs to be established.
That needs to be established too, yeah.
Nick Kyle, where were the Edge heads to save Edge? Yeah, where were Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder?
They don't want any part of Randy Orton. That's terrifying. They're saving their own skin. That is, I mean, look, a lot of people said that, man, for everybody loving Edge, nobody really came to his aid. But do you really want to risk? All those people have been RKO'd, man. Nobody wants to risk that.
I feel like if someone would have come out and made the save, it would have.
Oh, dramatically, it would have been a turd.
Yeah, you needed that tension. You needed Orton to do what he did because now he's got nuclear heat on him between now and April.
I don't think anybody disputes the drama of it would have been lessened. But that being said, logically speaking, once again, that's just one of the weird rules of WWE Universe.
Yeah,
is that when you really think that somebody's going to help, it never happens.
No. Damian Cole, want to support. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the content. Watch all your streams. Cheers to years to come. Thank you, Damian.
Jimmy Thomas, in kayfabe, why did only one ref only half-assedly try to stop Orton? Because they know what an RKO is.
It's Orton with a
terrifying.
chair.
It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Magi Munoz, love how Asuka.
Maggie.
Oh, Maggie. Sorry, my apologies. Love how Asuka takes the adoration from the crowd so comically. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
she's so damn good.
She's great.
Let's see here. Rob Conway guy. Hey, friendos. I had not watched any professional wrestling since SummerSlam until the Rumble last night. I challenge you to catch me up in 2 minutes or less.
Wait, what?
So catch somebody up from SummerSlam until Rumble in 2 minutes or less. Seth Rollins went bad. Kevin Owens went good.
Brock Lesnar went back to champion. Kofi no longer champion.
Yeah.
Bray still Fiend champion as well.
Becky still champion.
Yeah.
Bayley still champion. When did Bayley win that title?
She's had it for a while.
All right. Bayley still champion.
NXT still really good.
Yes.
Orlando Orega. I have a feeling NXT titles will be defended at WrestleMania. NXT UK will have the TakeOver Tampa pay-per-view. Thoughts? I imagine it'll be a lot like Survivor Series weekend, where, hell, they had a War Games match and Adam Cole had a match the next night.
That's a good point, though. Orlando makes a good point. Like, you've got... maybe NXT can have their own mini version of, like, the two-night Wrestle Kingdom where they have matches at TakeOver that will then affect the matches and play at WrestleMania if they have on the card.
That's what happened at War Games. Is the winner of that triple threat match got the shot against Adam Cole at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case.
Yeah. As far as NXT UK, you might see Jordan Devlin defend his title.
Yeah, but I think they want to keep the UK takeovers in the UK for the UK fans. That's just my take.
That being said, it wouldn't surprise me if WWE would want to see Walter at Mania weekend. He's a pretty big deal.
Oh, yeah. Sean Lathrop, trivia. Charlotte is the same age as Kelly Kelly.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that in the stream last night. That's not surprising. Kelly got started really young.
The villain Alan Black. Should Street Profits team up with MVP? Just let the Street Profits be the Street Profits, like they were in NXT, because they got over.
Yeah, I have no desire to see them with MVP. They're terrific. They need to be wrestling. Ryan Armstrong, do you think AJ or Randy would be a better match for Edge come WrestleMania this year, assuming AJ was fine? I personally would have rather seen AJ. That being said, though, Randy Orton is known for being a very safe wrestler, and I would assume that the idea is you'd want to ease Edge back into wrestling, and AJ matches do tend to be a bit more physical.
Well, then also I think with Randy, as we saw last night, we get this kind of stuff where he does menacing just about as good, if not better than anybody else.
Yes, sir.
From a storytelling perspective, leading up to the match, I think Randy would be the choice.
We've talked about this before. When he hit that RKO, nobody was cheering.
Yeah.
Nobody was saying one more time.
Yeah.
Nobody was doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Randy is when he's motivated, he's one of the best heels in the business.
Yep.
Alex Foster, do you think MVP would be a great manager or commentator when he's retired? I don't know what he's like on commentary. I've never heard him on commentary. As a manager, I'm open to it. I like managers.
Yeah.
So I'd be open to it.
Busted Wide Open says Marty challenged Switchblade at the New Japan New Beginning show in Raleigh, North Carolina last night.
I saw that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that. That's good. Marty is paying off immediately.
Yep. And by the way, go check out Busted Wide Open. Great show.
Yes, please do. Wolfpack for life. Will we slowly see the Paul Heyman guys become the main people on Raw? I think we have seen it.
Yeah.
I think we've seen it.
Yeah.
Umberto's going to be an interesting case because we've kind of heard he's the guy I think that sort of needs the most attention. Buddy is fine. Buddy is doing great.
Buddy will be fine. Like Carrillo's good in the ring. I just don't feel like from a character perspective, there's nothing going on there. I don't feel like there's really anything.
Yeah, I know.
Going
That's why
on.
the first hint of it last night, people were like, "Oh, cool, something to grab onto." He's pissed off that he got screwed.
But my concern would be he did that. He got upset. He got screwed. He did what he did. Then next week, it's just same old Carrillo again.
I know. I agree.
He's really good in the ring, but there's dozens of guys who are
Buddy
really good in the
Buddy
ring.
Murphy, when he walks, you see his character. You know what I mean? You see who he is from looking at the guy.
Yeah, he doesn't say a word.
Umberto screams happy to be here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he needs to get over that.
Yeah.
Jake Mountford, is Aleister Black ready for a title shot? He says Black versus Andrade sounds like a fun match to me.
That would be a fun match.
Yeah, I think he could be cool with the U.S. title. I'd be down for that.
He needs to get another really good, meaty feud, though.
I agree. Trick D, not Raw related, but heavy. Would they address it at all? I mean, they pick and choose what they address from real life. Him wrestling Andrade, being married to Zelina Vega. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know. They wouldn't.
I'd be surprised if they did.
It might make it meatier, to be honest with you. It might. I'm not huge into it. Although, given how decent their creative has been lately, they might be able to find a way to make it compelling and believable and not compromise his mystique. Trick D, not Raw related, but have you guys ever considered doing a Pro Wrestling Crate unboxing monthly video? You could hinge who gets each month's shirts based on who wins predictions each month and adjust the order to fit the winner.
We did a couple of those, but we did it in the context of other shows. We never just did a video by itself.
They don't perform particularly well.
No.
It's kind of not worth the time.
Yeah.
Those things are $15 a month.
Something like that.
We wouldn't make that on in revenue. Let's see here. No.
Jeff Huff says, what would you guys think of bringing up Angel Garza and making him a team with him and Carrillo? And give Carrillo an opportunity to show his personality.
It would. I'd watch those vignettes. Angel Garza's all personality.
Oh, he's fantastic, man.
Yeah. If it was Angel Garza in the same place as Carrillo,
oh, man,
he'd be U.S. champion by now.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me if he lost the title to
move on to other things.
Yeah.
Totally.
He's $1 million. He's all the money. Dude.
Yeah, man.
Logan Finsterbush, could we see an Edge and Christian run for the tag titles in the future?
I don't know if Christian wants to come back or can. He had concussion issues.
And
I don't know if he's been, spending all the time in the hyperbaric chamber like Daniel Bryan has.
If he's able to, I'm sure that this will be the impetus to do it. It's just a matter of if he's able to. We don't know. James Rodriguez, what are the odds that we'll see Orton hit an RKO on Beth Phoenix at some point before his match with Edge?
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think the odds are probably 50-50.
Pretty high, I think.
At least, yeah.
Double T spot, will Seth and Buddy keep the titles till Mania? I kind of feel like they will. Seth has got to be involved in some sort of pretty important situation at Mania.
I'm going to say no, because I think the tag... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And the title is specifically with some sort of belt on the line. And I kind of feel like that's, the alternative is like a Seth and Owens 101 match or something like that. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they have the titles all the way till Mania.
So, like, on one hand, I don't think that he's going to be involved defending the titles at Mania. On the other hand, it's entirely possible he'll wrestle a singles match and still be tag champion, and they just won't be defended at Mania. I think those things are possible. But I also get the feeling we've got 2 pay-per-views between now and Mania and a lot of Raws, and those tag titles can change on Raw. I think they're going to. I think War Raiders are probably going to get them back, or we'll probably end up getting War Raiders versus AOP at Mania for the Raw tag titles. That's my guess. Rich the Smash Bro, with Andrade getting suspended, why didn't they take the U.S. title off him? We now have 2 titles that won't be on Raw.
I guess they felt that Creo wasn't ready to carry the U.S. title.
So far they kind of they've been doing a decent job without getting titles too involved and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Raw's been pretty good lately. So, let's see here. Steve, your Star Trek video is trash. Shut up already. Lol asks. In case you guys missed it, Humberto Carrillo said, un ojo por un ojo. Y en diente por un diente, which is eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. He says, love this storyline and him. Yeah. Thanks for the info. That's good. You should change your name, though. No, I'm not going to read that one. That's good. Kenny T, I usually cut Jerry some slack since his shtick worked back in the day, but I developed a hard nay when he so patiently exclaimed how they were in Rey Mysterio's hometown of San Antonio.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. He said, we're in Rey's home state. He's not from Texas.
His move is called the 619.
San Diego.
That's San Diego.
And there was like a pause there. Everybody's like,
oh my
all right.
God. No, dude, I'm telling you. And then we'll leave. But like, man, like there were multiple moments. What did he said? Humberto Carrillo reminds him of Justin Bieber. Mm-hmm. What did he say when
he called him? He said he was cute.
Yeah. I mean, he is.
He is. He's a really handsome man.
I wouldn't say that on commentary. I mean, unless I'm going to be Nigel about it. Who used to freak out over?
Oh, Aiden English.
That's right. That was actually that was pretty amusing.
Well,
he was very clever with it.
He was very clever, and is always balanced by Nigel talking the same way about Angel Garza. And it was a battle of who they thought was the most handsome man in WWE.
What is the point of him being there?
I don't know.
And like, seriously, is this a Vince thing? Oh, I'm going to try to get him to quit. I'm not going to fire him. I'm going to try to get him to quit. Is it trial by fire when Jerry Lawler's like, 65 years old?
Yeah, no. Well, it's a situation where like, I can't ask him to quit. He's been doing this for so long. He's been there for me numerous times.
Well, that doesn't sound like Vince, though.
But it kind of does. He's like oddly loyal to people.
Sometimes he's very sentimental, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, man. Anyways. All right. So I think that's good for the show.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. On the Patreon and YouTube channel membership thing today. What is today? Tuesday? We're going to do Ask Stephen Larson today?
Do it live, I guess.
We do it live. Ask Stephen Larson. No wrestling questions allowed.
None. Zero.
So maybe we'll do that. And, yeah, I think that's it for the show. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Hey, man, smash that like button.
Yes,
Let's
please.
Smash that like button right now. How many people are watching right now?
642. Minimum 642 likes.
Hey, man, let's get 642 likes I should have mentioned that at the beginning of the show because most of the people tuned out by now. Anyways, thanks
Probably.
for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. And until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.